Our next guest is a very talented actress you know from shows such as Cougar Town and Freaks and Geeks, as well as movies like Mean Girls. She stars in season 3 of Girls 5 Eva, which is streaming now on Netflix. Let's take a look.
You guys, I made my own clothes out of stuff at the hotel. Loofahs, the comforter. This is the new me. Totally original, still very hot, but on my terms. This is not to appeal to your sack, buddy, okay?
Good, it doesn't.
Oh.
My thing's an older lady in a raincoat.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Busy Phillips, everybody. Welcome back.
Well, and that clip featuring your
John
own
Lutz, our
John
own
Lutz.
writer, John Lutz, scene stealer.
Yeah,
John Lutz.
I mean, he got the laugh.
Yeah.
So
He actually was the one who picked the clip tonight. That's so weird.
so interesting.
Yeah, we
how
were like,
that-
find something good for Busy. And he's like, this
Interesting.
works. Yeah.
Like, all jokes aside, I truly had the greatest time season 3 working with John Lutz.
He's the best.
He is a real dream, guys.
Yep,
And,
I'm working on 2 decades of being a collaborator with John Lutz.
Yeah.
I know how good it can be.
Well, you're very lucky.
I want to check in on your kids because
Yeah.
I am always very happy to hear about Birdie and Cricket. I
Yeah.
can't believe how old they're getting. How are they doing?
Crazy. So Birdie's 15, almost 16. Cricket is 10, almost 11. They're doing great. They're real New Yorkers.
That's really awesome.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm very LA and they were born at Cedars-Sinai and I legit thought I was having like LA kids. And then we moved here in 2020 and I started doing Girls 5 Eva and Cricket's like, I gotta go to the bodega and get my bagel. In the morning, I'm just like, what is this? Like, what is happening?
That's how long it takes. It only takes like 4 years to be in New York.
Only takes, for children especially, because,
Yeah.
you know, they're like sponges.
Yeah.
So they've really soaked up all the goo on the street and they are
That's what
in.
it's there for,
Yeah,
to be sucked up.
That is so true. And then my older daughter decided that she wanted to go to boarding school. And I was like, great. So I guess, well, look, we're on the East Coast now. This is a thing East Coast people do.
Hotbed of those.
Yes. And then she said, I would like to go to this boarding school in Sweden.
You know,
And-
parents are allowed to say no.
This is a point that so many people on my Instagram have brought up,
Okay.
Sass. But the fact of the matter is, we were kind of playing chicken with her. I think Birdie's dad, Mark, and I were feeling like there's no way she's going through with it.
Oh, interesting. Because there would be more value if she decided it was a bad idea.
Correct.
Right.
She did not decide that.
So she's going, she's in Sweden.
She is currently in Sweden.
Wow. And has she adapted to Swedish life? Is it different for her?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how they, you know,
Oh,
very
that's how they say it?
Yeah. Hey.
If I go to Sweden and do that and people look at me sideways, I'm going to be very mad, Beezy.
Well, I walk into a store. There's great shopping in Stockholm. So when I go to visit her, you know, I have like my own days, and I go in, and the woman or person working there will say like, "Hey," because I have blonde. You know, I look like I could be Swedish.
Yeah, 100%.
Ish. We have none. It's not in either of our families. This is
Right.
like a total anomaly. She picked it because of a Netflix show.
Okay.
That she liked called Young Royals.
Sure.
That takes place at a Swedish boarding school. Guys, I'm not saying that I'm the best parent. I'm just saying these are the choices we made.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, so they'll say like, hey, and then as soon as I open my mouth, they're like, can I help you with anything? Yeah.
Have you embarrassed your daughter in Sweden?
I mean, I'm a constant embarrassment
Oh, yeah,
to both
yeah.
of my
Internationally,
children.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really actually now internationally.
Yeah.
That's so fair. For instance, we went to the mall there, and there were 2 escalators going down, and one of them was broken, and everyone was just lining up to just take their turn to go down the escalator, and I was like, we'll just walk down the other escalator, the broken escalator.
Yeah, it's just stairs.
It's just stairs,
Yeah.
Seth. Birdie was like, absolutely not.
Really? She wouldn't walk down it?
No, because it was just like, we just wait our turn and we just do, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
The
that.
Swedes have a term called lagom,
Okay.
which translates to not too much, not too little. I have never been la gomme. I am only too much.
You did. You were giving yourself a hard time, but you are an incredible mother. You brought your girls to an Olivia Rodrigo concert. MSG.
Yes.
Look at this. That is. That's Birdie there rocking a dress that is your dress from the 90s. Look at that.
Yeah, that
90s fashion is back.
it is, baby. I think that's me at like the Scream premiere or something, like some premiere in Los Angeles when I was a very young actress.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I held on to a bunch of my dresses, and your producer was so sweet. He was like, did you hold on to them in the hopes that your daughter would wear them again someday? And I was like, no, I held on to them in the hopes that I would wear them again someday.
Speaking of premieres, you had a very novel Girls 5 Eva premiere here in New York City.
We had the greatest time, which is the third season of the show. And if you haven't seen it, we play 4 women who were a part of a 90s pop group that then gets sampled by a present day artist, and they try to make a comeback present day in their 40s plus. And it's really funny.
It's so
and
funny.
Really great. And so for our third season premiere, Netflix was like, you know what would be amazing? You've got Sarah Bareilles, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Paula Pell, and you're gonna sing, and we're gonna do this big premiere. And so we were all so excited. And they said, and in front of the Palace Theater, we're gonna build a little stage, and we're gonna put you in a stretch Hummer limo, and we're gonna roll up, and you're gonna come out and sing the song. But for people who aren't from New York or don't know, we were getting ready at the Plaza Hotel, which is across the street from the theater, the Palace Theater, directly across the street. So we got into this stretch Hummer limo, and this is not a joke, it pulled forward like 30 feet. And then we exited. It was a very Girls 5 Eva moment.
That's great. So you got in one side and got out the other side.
Basically, that's what happens.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
It is a very Girls 5 Eva moment. It's very good. It was a nice tie into the show.
It was a nice tie into the show, and also, like, true to form, we are such our characters in the car. Renee was sort of like just looking in does anyone have a mirror, and looking, and Sarah Bareilles was like taking a really sweet video of all of us, and I was like, guys, can we just have one moment where I just want to say, no matter what happens, I love you guys so much. And Paula Pell's like, nope, don't you ever, don't you get me started. No. And I was like, it was amazing.
It's
it was
really amazing.
really
It's an
beautiful.
amazing show. You guys are a great group.
Thank you so much.
Also, this is so amazing. You've got a new talk show, Busy This Week, which is going to be on the Home Shopping Network, QVC, filming here in New York City.
Yeah, Seth, because you're so good at this job, there are no spots available for women.
Yes.
No, but I love QVC Plus and HSN Plus. I've worked with them before and done a special with them, and I said to Casey St. Ange, who was my showrunner on Busy Tonight, do you think we could talk them into giving me another talk show on QVC Plus? And she was like, yeah, that's where your audience is. Let's do it. So we did it.
I'm so excited.
I know,
It's great.
me too.
I'm so happy to have you back in the game.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for being here. You guys,
Thank you.
Busy Phillips, Girls 5 Eva, streaming now on Netflix. We'll be right back with more Late Night.